Of course.
Oh, awesome. Where's that? Okay.
So if you look on the lockers, you'll see some posters that my first period AP African American Studies classes made. Very nice, very nice. These are some of my favorites. I really like the colors. Yeah, and this is a little connections activity that they did earlier in the semester. All right, you wanna come inside? Let's go. These are postcards that I have collected through the years. A lot of them I had at the beginning of teaching, so like 4 years ago when I started. But I got a lot of the postcards from the National Museum of African American History and Culture, which is in Washington, D.C. This is from when I went to Cuba while I was in college. It was a little study abroad trip. And then some of these are from a website that I cannot remember the name of, but it's a really good website. This is a bulletin board. I have a poster from that same website called, and it's about the 1961 Freedom Riders, and it has a whole bunch of mugshots from people from all over. Here's a quote by Alice Walker that's falling. Here's a snippet of a Malcolm X speech. Really, when people look at this bulletin board and also some of these posters up here and even over here, I kind of just want their interest to be piqued. Like, ooh, who's that person? I want to learn more. Or what's this event? I want to know more about that. So these are some books that I really love that I hope some students will like pick up. But this is an adaptation of the 1619 Project. It is called Born on the Water. It's a children's book. And even though it's a children's book, it's like so beautiful. It's so informative. And it's written in poems. So like, look at the imagery. And the words are like even more powerful. It's amazing. Brown Girls, so I'm the advisor for a club called Brown Girl Book Club. And I started it, was it 2 years ago? With a grant from We Are, which is a community organization. They're amazing. But this is the first book that we read and it's so amazing. This is my very first copy and this is the copy that students have. Of course, the historian that I am has a Howard Zinn, A People's History of the United States. Phenomenal. I also have a young adult version of that book. Ooh, I have another one. Okay, this is the last one. This is a graphic novel about the Black Panther Party. It's really, really good. It's very cool. Yeah, so I don't know if students ever like venture over here. Sometimes I see people kind of like perusing, and that's my hope. Here's my board. I love my board. I use my projector every day. I totally wrote that message. Like, it's my handwriting. I misspelled my last name, yes. There's a Y, Gyekye. We can go over to my desk, which is often cluttered with paper and such. But I have some cute things on my desk that people seem to like. So one, I have this little rock thing. It says, "You are enough." I got it from Target for very cheap a couple years ago. I like to look at it. And then life motto, I try to mind my business. So one of the classes that I teach is AVID, Advancement via Individual Determination. And AVID is really like a college and career readiness class. So last year I taught the AVID juniors and then I moved up with them. So I teach them now as seniors. And you know, people are always asking like, what do you do in AVID? We get into college. So these are all the places that the AVID seniors have been accepted to so far. And it's only December, so I think I'm gonna have to get a new whiteboard because this is going to grow. But there's some amazing schools on here. We truly do graduate on time and with what? Options. Another class that I teach that I love, and I've been teaching since my first year, is AP US History, APUSH. This is a very amazing timeline made by a phenomenal 5-star student. Her name is Lily Williams. Shout out to Lily. But she made this timeline while she was studying for her APUSH exam. And when I had her come talk to my students last year, I was like, can you please bring me the timeline so I can put it in the classroom? But you know, it starts with, it's basically like the APUSH curriculum, the way that it's set up. Okay, so I teach AVID, I teach AP US History. I also teach an academic American history, and I've taught an elective African American Studies and AP African American Studies, like I've talked about with the posters outside. But one of the first projects that we do in AP African American Studies is our mask project. So we talk a lot about the danger of a single story and stereotypes, misconceptions, myths, and the misconceptions and stereotypes that people have about the African continent and about African history. And we spend a lot of time thinking about African kingdoms and empires, and then students have to create a one-pager and then a mask to represent various African kingdoms. So this is my seating arrangement, but the more comfortable I got with like the classroom, the more I wanted to make sure that the seating was arranged in a way that I felt like would really promote collaboration. So we have some students over here, some students over here, some students over there. I feel like it's nice to be able to see your peers. I love this setup for like turn-in talks. There have been times where I've had students get up and go find someone in a different section in the classroom to talk. Students love that. So yeah, this is how we sit and learn. So this is my classroom.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No, thanks.
No, thank you. Bye, thank you for coming. My door is always open.